Good morning and happy Halloween. Welcome to the Blend Extra. Today is Friday, October 31st, and I'm Alyssa Kelly. Coming up on today's show, we have Halloween displays, destructive pumpkins, estate planning, and insurance updates. So we've got an impressive Wisconsin Halloween house to share this morning. Reporter Mike Kirkhoff shares the story on the high seas of West Bend, Wisconsin.
Oh, and the cannons. We have working cannons.
The pirate's life truly is the life for West Bend residents Tom and Patty. They've got the name for it, too. The Blackstones.
Scummy scum.
And they are big Halloween fans.
She is. She is the orchestrator of all this.
They started with their pirate ship displays back in 2018, and this year it is bigger than ever.
To add a couple more sails or another mast to the ship, that was just fun for me.
Who goes there?
And when Patty has a new idea, Tom gets to work.
It started off pretty simple. And next thing you know, it's like, build me another table. One year she wanted a jail, so I built her the jail for it.
One of the coolest features of this year's ship is that it opens up. And below deck is actually in their garage, which is made to look like a ship's hull.
A little help here?
It turns out that most of the kids that show up here are more interested in firing off the cannons than they are in grabbing their candy.
The Blackstones will have their pirate ship up through Halloween, so avast ye self to 1130 Shepherd's Drive before then.
And now this next story is pretty interesting. If you ever wondered if a giant pumpkin could crush a car, well, the wait is over. That's a 2,000-pound pumpkin dropping from nearly 14 stories onto a 1991 Geo Metro. A pumpkin grower in Utah decided to use this method to get rid of his old car over the weekend. Alan Gerbert drove the Geo for nearly 35 years until it stopped running, which was his cue to drop a massive pumpkin onto the compact car. Prior to the demise of both the car and the pumpkin, Gerbert entered the gourd into the Utah Giant Pumpkin Festival weigh-off, where it came in first place, weighing in at 1,917 pounds. How about that? Safe to say this Geo Metro was no match.
It's just something that we've talked, man, my wife talked about for a long time, that this would be the best way for it to go, and it happened. So it's been kind of fun.
After celebrating Halloween this weekend, you can look forward to getting an extra hour of sleep. Daylight saving time ends on Sunday, and our clocks will fall back 1 hour. The time change also means our days will be shorter and nights will be longer as the official start date of winter gets closer. Daylight saving time for most of the United States and many other countries begins in March when our clocks skip forward 1 hour. It ends on the first Sunday in November. The practice began in Europe and the U.S. during World War I to save fuel and power. Now, coming up next on the Morning Blend Extra, it might be spooky season, but one thing you don't have to be afraid of this year is estate planning. We'll talk more with an expert when we return.
First Alert Weather Plus, the State Line's only 24/7 weather channel, on air at 19.3 WSLN, the First Alert Weather app, or wherever you stream WIFR. Sponsored by Total Exteriors.
They make the plays, you make them famous. Football Frenzy Play of the Week, only on WIFR. Sponsored by Holcomb Bank.
Every first matters. That first alarm, your first cup of coffee.
And that first look of what the day can bring.
And WIFR is right here with you.
With your first alert when weather could impact your day.
A first alert action day for the potential of strong severe storms.
With stories that matter most.
And your first look at what's ahead.
We have an update on breaking news from last night.
Wherever you stream WIFR, we help you start your day prepared.
Every first, every day. Tune to WIFR this morning.
At WIFR, we want to know, does your pet have an entertaining personality? What about their unusual features? Do they have an iconic sense of fashion? Why not give them the spotlight they deserve with WIFR Pet Picks? Scan the QR code or go to WIFR.com. Click on See It, Send It, and upload your pet's picture or video. They could even be featured on WIFR News at 6. WIFR Pet Picks, sponsored by First Staffing.
When you want to know right now, predict, or catch up on the stories you missed, download video of your local news on the WIFR News app. Live breaking news,
We have reports of multiple shots fired.
real-time forecasts,
We are tracking some rain potential for tomorrow.
custom alerts for the stories that impact you. It's fast and best of all, free. The WIFR News app, where the news and video you want are all in one app.
They make the plays, you make them famous. Football Frenzy Play of the Week, only on WIFR, sponsored by Holcomb Bank.
And welcome back to the Morning Blend Extra. We are joined by Natalie Heiser-Barber of Tobin, Ramon, and Barber. So we're going to be talking a little bit today about estate planning. So I just want to hear from your perspective, right? What is the spookiest part? You know, we're in Halloween today, right? What is the spookiest part of estate planning?
I would say the spookiest part is not having an estate plan, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't have that peace of mind. I think the unknown is one of the more like scary things in life. So if you have an estate plan, then it's like you've planned for all you can, and then life can come at you, and you've got peace of mind, and you're ready to go.
Right, yeah, and so now, I mean, let's keep the questions on the Halloween topic.
I
right?
like it.
Today's
Let's do
Halloween,
it.
Right?
Why not?
So how is probate like a haunted house? How about that?
So yeah, so probate has, you know, like when you're going through the haunted house and they've got the pitfalls and they've got the, you know, things, unexpected things coming out of the corner, and you don't know how long the tour is through the haunted house. Probate's kind of like that. At a minimum, probate has to last for 6 months, but it can last for years if things go just the wrong way, as they can in probate. It's intimidating and scary too, because probate goes through the courts. And so if you do a trust, you can avoid that whole process, and it's a lot less scary.
Right, yeah. A lot less scary. But the haunted houses, though, I don't know if those get a lot less scary.
I know, right? Just cloak your haunted house of probate in a trust.
Right. So what is, again, we're sticking with the Halloween theme, what is the best costume for your estate plan?
Yeah, so you've got a choice, and you can have your foundation be a will. So wherever you want stuff to go when you die, or whoever you would want to, heaven forbid you pass away and you've got kids that are under 18, whoever you want the guardians to be, that's the stuff, that's the meat of it. I guess that's the body. And we can put that in either costume, a will or a trust.
It's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And I kind of just, as I'm listening to you speak here, how did you kind of get into estate planning?
Oh, interesting question. Okay, so I originally, I went to law school, obviously, and then I was a teacher for a couple of years. And then when I actually started my legal career, I picked this area of law because I really get to teach people about difficult concepts, and I still get that peace of mind. My husband's a teacher. I love teachers. Still the hardest job I ever did, and I'm a lawyer. It's the fulfillment that you get, like when the kid finally gets the concept, or you've got a kid going through a rough patch and they come through it. You know, you kind of get to coach them through it. I get to do that, but with adults that actually want to be there and are paying me for the pleasure of talking to them about it. Yeah.
So tell us about, about any, I guess I could say, spooky laws.
So there's something called the Slayer statute. Spooky,
That's
right?
A spooky name in itself.
Okay, so we'll use you and I as an example.
Okay.
All right, this will be fun. So let's say I name you in my will as the beneficiary of my estate.
Okay.
We'll give you all of it. All right, so you are the beneficiary.
Okay.
You're it. 100% goes to you. Do you have any kids?
I don't have any kids.
Okay, so if you were to die before I died,
Okay.
then we would name what's called a contingent beneficiary.
Okay.
But it's not going to be your kids.
Interesting.
If it was, we'd call it persterpes, which sounds like a medical condition, but it's not. It just means if you were to die before I died, to give you the money, it would then go to your kids. There's another thing called per capita, where if we name like a group of people as beneficiaries, then it's kind of like the last person standing. That's who gets it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I never really kind of understood how that whole process works. So kind of putting it in perspective for me kind of helped a little bit. So what you were saying there is, since I don't have kids and I were to have gone first, then explain that again. So it would go back to you, or?
So it wouldn't go to me. Actually, so if we had no backup in this proverbial will for me, where you're the beneficiary, let's say you died before me or at the same time.
Okay.
And I'll promise I'll get to the Slayer statute in a minute, but this is just kind of interesting. Then it would go to, it's called escheat, then cheat, like escheat.
Okay.
It would escheat or go to the state of Illinois. There's literally a division in Illinois. This is spooky. And it's the Division of Unclaimed Property. And there are millions of dollars of assets in this account. I don't know what Illinois does with it. Hopefully they don't touch it because they're not supposed to. Where after the fact, sometimes people have come to me and said, hey, I got this letter that there's maybe unclaimed property that we're privy to. So yeah, you don't want it to go to the state of Illinois.
Okay.
So but the way that we do at my office, Wills and Trusts, is that we build in like the backups to the backups to the backups.
Okay.
So whoever dies in what order, it's not going to go to the state of Illinois. You've named a beneficiary or like a not-for-profit organization or somebody. All right, but back to the Slayer statute.
Slayer, yes.
Okay, so I name you in my will.
Right.
Okay. And you're alive to inherit. But here's why you're alive to inherit and why you can't. You killed me. So if you had a hand in my death, you can't inherit from me. And it's called the Slayer statute.
That is so interesting.
What's scarier is why they had to make a law for it.
Right. that's spooky.
What must have happened?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
So is that something you see? Like, is that common or not really?
I've never personally, in my legal career, I've been an attorney for 15 years.
Okay.
I've never quite had that set of facts. Although I did have where a family came in and the husband, the father, had died, and on his death certificate, his cause of death was like undetermined, and it was a little bit kind of sketchy, like the circumstances around his death. Ultimately, it was ruled that it was not a homicide, but there was a question as to maybe whether or not it is. Well, and the wife was there at his death, and she was the beneficiary for his life insurance, actually, and the life insurance company wouldn't release the money to her because of this Slayer statute. They didn't say that, but I know that that's why, until the homicide investigation had been concluded, and it was like, nope, natural causes. So yeah, it's a real thing, and it comes up.
Oh my gosh. And I think it's also just so mind-boggling to me right now is how you just memorize all these terms and knowing how to. I just don't believe I would ever be able to do that. Did it take you a while going through school to just understand and know in processes how everything works?
Yeah, and the brain is kind of like a muscle, right? Like you work it out and then you get better at memorizing things. But yeah, the law is an interesting combination of having things memorized, so you have that foundation and platform, that lens to look at stuff. But then you got to apply the knowledge, look at the stuff, and figure out what to do.
Right.
But that's kind of what we do with estate planning, and that's another reason I like it so much. It's like a puzzle.
It's like a puzzle. Yeah.
You put pieces together.
Right. And with estate planning, what's the best treat for Halloween?
I would say it's that ever elusive peace of mind. Clients, when they walk out of the office and they have their cute little portfolio, under their arm, they say things like, well, that wasn't so painful. And I'm like, oh, did you expect it to be? Or that wasn't so bad. Or, oh, I feel so good right now. Sometimes in their shoulders, I can actually see them just relax.
Right.
Yeah. And
Take a deep breath.
And that's a happy moment for me.
Yeah.
So, and it seems like it is for them too.
Right, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure having you on today's show. And that's all the time, obviously, we have for our interview right now. Natalie, again, thank you so much for coming on and, turning it into a little fun Halloween interview, right?
You made it fun. Thank you. You brought the fun.
Thank you. And if you are looking for help in putting together an estate plan, you can check out Tobin, Ramon, and Barber at 530 South State Street in Belvedere, or head to TobinRamon.com. Coming up next, we'll talk about candy costs and what to do with your old pumpkins.
First Alert Weather Plus, the State Line's only 24/7 weather channel, on air at 19.3 WSLN, the First Alert Weather app, or wherever you stream WIFR. Sponsored by Total Exteriors.
They make the plays, you make them famous. Football Frenzy Play of the Week, only on WIFR. Sponsored by Holcomb Bank.
Every first matters. That first alarm, your first cup of coffee.
And that first look of what the day can bring.
And WIFR is right here with you.
With your first alert when weather could impact your day.
A first alert action day for the potential of strong severe storms.
With stories that matter most.
And your first look at what's ahead.
We have an update on breaking news from last night.
Wherever you stream WIFR, we help you start your day prepared.
Every first, every day. Tune to WIFR this morning.
At WIFR, we want to know, does your pet have an entertaining personality? What about their unusual features? Do they have an iconic sense of fashion? Why not give them the spotlight they deserve with WIFR Pet Pics? Scan the QR code or go to WIFR.com. Click on See It, Send It, and upload your pet's picture or video. They could even be featured on WIFR News at 6. WIFR Pet Pics, sponsored by First Staffing.
When you want to know right now, predict, or catch up on the stories you missed, download video of your local news on the WIFR News app. Live breaking news.
We have reports of multiple shots fired.
Real-time forecasts.
We are tracking some rain potential for tomorrow.
Custom alerts for the stories that impact you. It's fast and, best of all, free. The WIFR News app, where the news and video you want are all in one app.
They make the plays, you make them famous. Football Frenzy Play of the Week, only on WIFR, sponsored by Holcomb Bank.
It's Halloween, and if you haven't bought your candy yet, you might be in for a fright when you get to the checkout. Candy costs are hauntingly high this year, and that's leading to a sugar shift. Trick-or-treaters can likely expect a change in the kinds of candies they'll find in their pumpkin pails on Friday night. Reporter Ivan Rodriguez explains why those bite-sized bars come with full-size prices.
It should hardly come as a surprise what the popular treats are for trick-or-treaters.
It's chocolate, super popular year-round, and will be perfect for trick-or-treaters. Second is gummy candy, and when you think about some of those creepy, crawly, spooky shapes, that's perfect in gummy candy. And then coming in at third place is admittedly controversial. It's candy corn.
Trick or treat!
Carly Childhouse with the National Confectioners Association says a vast majority of Americans plan on eating chocolate this Halloween season.
We expect that sales of chocolate and candy for the Halloween season will grow by about 3% this year.
But with high cocoa prices, every producer, from specialty chocolate makers to candy giants, is changing up how they sell their treats. For consumers, this could mean less chocolate per package, higher prices, and less cocoa content, meaning less chocolatey chocolate compared to before. In terms of prices, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups saw an 8% increase in price compared to 2024. Hershey's Variety Packs 22%, Mars Variety Packs 12%. Last year alone, Americans shelled out $7.4 billion in Halloween chocolate and candy sales, a 2.2% increase from 2023, according to the National Confectioners Association. And that enthusiasm isn't going anywhere.
Even as people may face some challenging economic times, they are leaving room in their budgets for chocolate and candy.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Pumpkins are a favorite and familiar Halloween decoration, but their scraps can end up being bad for the environment. According to the Department of Energy, more than 1 billion pounds of pumpkin waste ends up at landfills each year, releasing methane, a powerful greenhouse gas, as they decompose. Environmental experts say you can give your jack-o'-lantern a sustainable afterlife by eating, donating, or composting what's left.
Composting anything organic is better than throwing it out because you're not creating more refuse in landfills, you're not creating methane gas, and it's better for your compost pile to have more organic material in it.
And before composting, experts say remove any candles, plastic, glitter, or other decorations from your pumpkin for faster decomposition. And coming up next, it might be spooky season, but one thing you don't have to be afraid of this year is more planning. We'll talk more with an expert when we return.
First Alert Weather Plus, the State Line's only 24/7 weather channel, on air at 19.3 WSLN, the First Alert Weather app, or wherever you stream WIFR. Sponsored by Total Exteriors.
They make the plays, you make them famous. Football Frenzy Play of the Week, only on WIFR, sponsored by Holcomb Bank. Every first matters. That first alarm, your first cup of coffee.
And that first look of what the day can bring.
And WIFR is right here with you.
With your first alert when weather could impact your day.
A first alert action day for the potential of strong severe storms.
With stories that matter most.
And your first look at what's ahead.
We have an update on breaking news from last night.
Wherever you stream WIFR, we help you start your day prepared.
Every first, every day. Tune to WIFR this morning.
At WIFR, we want to know, does your pet have an entertaining personality? What about their unusual features? Do they have an iconic sense of fashion? Why not give them the spotlight they deserve with WIFR Pet Pics? Scan the QR code or go to WIFR.com. Click on See It, Send It, and upload your pet's picture or video. They could even be featured on WIFR News at 6. WIFR Pet Pics, sponsored by First Staffing.
When you want to know right now, predict, or catch up on the stories you missed, download video of your local news on the WIFR News app. Live breaking news.
We have reports of multiple shots fired.
Real-time forecasts.
We are tracking some rain potential for tomorrow.
Custom alerts for the stories that impact you. It's fast and, best of all, free. The WIFR News app, where the news and video you want are all in one app.
They make the plays, you make them famous. Football Frenzy Play of the Week, only on WIFR, sponsored by Holcomb Bank.
And welcome back to the Blunt Extra. We are joined by Raul Cardenas of Affordable Assurance and Tax Service. So you're joining us here today, and I just kind of want to start off right away. Can you tell us just about your 3-generation family business? How does that all look?
Our family has been in the insurance business since 1980. It started with my father.
Okay.
And to make it short, when I got out of the military, I decided to look for a different career than the military, and I started working for him at an insurance company called Aflac, when nobody knew who Aflac was, right, before the duck. But we found that we needed to start adding companies and having more carriers. So we have actually over 11 plans, 65 different plans that work in the Medicare market. But we do all lines, and then we have 3 generations. So my sons work there, my daughter-in-laws, cousins, nieces, my aunt, father-in-law, and there's 15. Then we have 35 other agents nationally, mainly in Illinois, but we have a little branch in San Antonio and some in Florida.
That's amazing. And just, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of got your dad, to kind of bring that all together? What was, maybe the inspiration of that?
I think my dad was just more into, he always taught us that being independent in business is always a good idea.
Yeah.
So he started that, and then as we grew, he actually said, hey, let me stay at Aflac for 10 years, and when I'm done, I'll come work with you and help build your business. And that's how it all started. And my wife and I incorporated in 1999, and over 25 years now, we have a strong business to help people in the marketplace in this area, the state line, find the coverage that's right for them, whether it be Medicare, life insurance, retirement insurance, that type of thing.
That's amazing. So, what new information can you share with us?
New information, there's a lot. I would say that don't let the news or politics scare you. It's different. A lot of people don't know that our marketplace is very unique, where plans that come out in this area are by county. So just because you hear a Medicare plan is not doing well in some state doesn't mean it's not doing well here. Okay. The states are funded by county. The government has plans by, so Winnebago County is very, very strong. And it's the annual election period. So the annual election period runs from October 15th to December 7th. It's a time to shop. And we kind of tell a lot of people that this is not a time to stay put. Many people stayed on a plan for years. Right. And this is a time when you really need to take the time to look for something more competitive, because plans have changed a lot over the years.
Right. Yeah, and that actually goes perfectly into my next question for you, talking to the viewers about, the Medicare annual election period and kind of about what it is, maybe what they can expect.
Yeah, what they can expect is a change. So everyone who's on Medicare, 65 or older, or on disability, received a packet by October. That's the law. And the packet says the plan you have now and if it's changing for next year. And the annual election period is mainly about reviewing your prescription plan. We only have 7 weeks a year for all of America to switch to their prescription plan, so it's mainly about that. So if I can stress to your audience is that if you really want to shop and make sure you're not paying too much for coverage, this is the time where you can change your prescription drug plan. It's nothing worse than somebody calling in next year in August and they say, I'd like to change my drug plan. We have to say, well, we can't. It's only from October to December. Right. So I'd emphasize doing that. And that's what the annual election period is all about, being able to change without question to a new plan that's more competitive.
Yeah. And are people, through your company, are they allowed to, let's say if they are feeling nervous about this time period, can they come into you maybe, hey, listen, I need help looking at these options? Is that something that's available?
Yes. They're able to walk into our offices. We have 2 offices. Okay. One at 4121 Newburgh Road in Rockford, which is across from Forest City Church. Yeah. Or for those who've been here for a while, Colonial Village Mall used to be there. The other location is in Northern Illinois, which is Rockton, Illinois, at 301 East Rockton, or East Main Street.
Yeah.
So we serve Wisconsin and Northern Illinois there.
Okay.
They can walk in, they can call, they can do a phone appointment, we can go to their homes. We have 30 agents locally that do home visits or in office, so it's up to the customer.
Oh, wow.
And the software makes it so that, different than other offices, when they come in, we're kind of shopping for them like we would do for our mother and father.
Yeah.
My dad is still an insurance agent. My mom's on a supplement, my dad's on Medicare Advantage, so you choose what's best for them, and that works out. My mom's probably watching, so. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. That's awesome. So now, how about you tell us more, about the Affordable Care Act, open enrollment, maybe even for those, not on Medicare, and how about that process?
Yeah, that's the gorilla in the room, right? It's on the media every day. Yeah. They're talking about subsidies, they're talking about this, and that's more of a disruption than I think Medicare is this year. So what is Affordable Care Act? It's for those who don't have group insurance, those who maybe don't have Medicare, and they're just don't have coverage, or self-employed maybe. They need to go shop, and the open enrollment starts tomorrow. I mean, it's November 1st. Right. So they have a couple months to choose a different plan, maybe choose a different option. Lower incomes do get a subsidy still, but those are changing because they kept COVID subsidies on the plans, and people have been used to lower premium, and now they're expecting, subsidy or not, all plans in the country to go up about 20% or more. So it is a time to shop. Now people can go to a new website called Get Covered Illinois. So we used to do healthcare.gov. So there's a website called Get Covered Illinois, which is an Illinois website for moving to your Affordable Care Act plan. Okay. And I'd suggest doing that. And then you can always give us a call for a hand.
Nice, yeah. And then just so I can reiterate, I think you said obviously they can come into your guys' office as well, but did you say that even at-home visits are welcome too?
Yeah, our agency is one of the few
great.
that we do home visits. There's a lot of people that aren't able to drive.
Right.
They can't get around, they don't have transportation, or they're not doing well, for whatever reason. So we do a lot of home visits, and the majority of our visits when I started were all home visits. But we opened a brick and mortar years ago so that people can stop by and walk in anytime they'd like. Right. So we get customers say, well, I know where to find you. I like that. They can come visit anytime they'd like.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, and I'm just wrapping up the interview here. We're running out of time. I just kind of wanted to ask you, and on a final note, what advice do you have, for our viewers, when it comes to insurance?
I'd say with insurance, times have changed. Yeah. The days of staying on the same plans that you had years ago are no more, whether it be under 65 or especially on Medicare. Right. The plans change every year. There's a contract. Every carrier, and I won't name any, they change their plan every single year. So you may have purchased a plan years ago, and maybe we'll say, for example, the plan's over $100 when there's a plan just like it with a competitor that's under 20. Right. So why pay $1,000 more a year, $2,000 more a year if you don't have to? So my advice to the consumers is, shop. Whether you have your own agent, if you don't, if you haven't seen anybody in a while, if you bought your policy over the phone, which we suggest not to do, find somebody local like our agency that's willing to help. Yes. And I think that's the best advice I can give anyone. Yeah.
Right. Well, that was awesome. Well, thank you so much, Raul. And also, hi, Raul's mom, if you're still watching.
Hi, Mom. And Dad.
Affordable Insurance and Tax Service, again, like he said, is located at 4121 at Newburgh Road. If you would like to set up a consultation, you can call the number on the screen or visit insurance-tax.com. Raul, again, thank you so much for coming on to the show. It's such a pleasure talking to you. And we'll say bye to her one last time. And coming up next, an actor-director duo. We'll take a look when we return.
Yeah, Friday night, under the lights, we are like a jet, we taking a flight. I know my worth. They checking the price, they taking a risk, they rolling the dice. Yeah.
Tune into Football Frenzy Friday nights in the update at 10. Then watch Football Frenzy Plus right after, wherever you stream WIFR. Sponsored by McCloskey, Kessler & Associates.
Every first matters. That first alarm, your first cup of coffee.
And that first look of what the day can bring.
And WIFR is right here with you.
With your first alert when weather could impact your day.
A first alert action day for the potential of strong severe storms.
With stories that matter most.
And your first look at what's ahead.
We have an update on breaking news from last night.
Wherever you stream WIFR, we help you start your day prepared.
Every first, every day. Tune to WIFR this morning.
Welcome back to The Blend Extra. Oscar winner Emma Stone worked with filmmaker Yorgos Lanthimos on Poor Things, Kinds of Kindness, and The Favorite. Their latest collaboration is a remake of an award-winning South Korean film, Save the Green Planet. David Daniel.
I remember cracking up when we were rehearsing it, but then by the time we got into the basement, it didn't seem as funny.
They don't really know how to kidnap somebody. They don't really have the resources or the wherewithal or the presence of mind to do what they need to do, which is, in their minds, save the planet.
That I make want to challenge, the way we think about certain things, or shed a light to human nature and behavior that we might not notice necessarily.
It's actually one of my first times seeing parts of those clips, so that looks like a good movie. But that wraps up the Blend Extra for today, and have a